Good afternoon, everyone. This is Alan Hughes from Ascari. Delighted to have you on board, and today we are here to talk about Boyum Print and Delivery, which is an extension of the B1 usability package that they have. I'm pleased to say we're joined today with Rosie from Boyum herself, so I'm just going to unmute her so she can say hello. Hello, Rosie.
Hey, everybody. Good morning on my end. Hey, Alan.
Yes, hi there. Rosie is actually based in Atlanta in the States, which is, she's not gone mad. That's why she's saying good morning, but so just understand that. From a perspective today, just really, it's let's talk about print and delivery, Rosie. We'll talk about the usability package, how it plugs into it as well. Some of you will know Boyum really well, or some of you may be new to Boyum, but it is an extension to the SAP Business One world that we at Ascari, we love it. It makes the whole system sing and dance in a much better way, providing automations and massive time savings on certain things over and above where standard Business One sits alone. So as I say, I'm Alan from Ascari. Some of you will already know me. Rosie is the channel enabler from Boyum. And a little bit about Boyum. They aren't unique to the UK only. They are dealing with thousands of customers around the world, all over in different countries, and have many, many users. We're talking about print and delivery, which, as I say, is part of the B1 usability package. And this addition will allow a lot more automation with document handling and customer communication. So that's why nigh on every new site we sell of Business One always has both the B1 usability package and the print and delivery modules within it. We've introduced ourselves, and I've already said everything about Boyum. So I'm going to hand control over to you, Rosie.
Yes. Perfect. You see my screen?
We can indeed.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon on your end. As Alan said, print and delivery is a module with the usability package. You need to have the usability package, and Alan knows my words. I used to implement SAP Business One. Nobody should run B1 SAP Business One without the usability package. That's really a tool. And before I go through my slides so you get a better idea, it's really a tool where you can customize your screens in a very simple way. You don't have to be a developer or whatsoever. You know, you can set mandatory fields. You can validate your data. If you look at the account balance like this, this one is over the credit limit because they're red. If they're green, they're within the credit limit. So you can totally customize your screen the way you want it. You can put shortcut buttons, you can put different tabs, and so on. So this is the usability package. And if you have the usability package, or if not, then hopefully that's something you want to look at. We have a module within the usability package that's called Print and Delivery. So Print and Delivery is for you to automate your email, your communication to the customer. Because who wants to go and click every time the email button, for example, when you add a sales order or an invoice or whatsoever? You want to automate it. With print and delivery, you can automate it. So I can configure it. Every time I click add on a sales order, the email gets kicked off to the customer. I don't have to click another button. Or we also have a scheduler. We have a scheduler and say, okay, every day, at 5 o'clock, I'll send all the invoices I created, all the new invoices, or every hour or every minute. So it's totally up to you. How do you want to schedule it? Which makes, to me, the most sense. A lot of people use the scheduler. They never touch anything. With printing or saving reports, the scheduler will do it for them. Okay? It's a Crystal report integration. You have most likely Crystal reports if you're still on PLD and SAP. I don't know if it still exists, print layout designer reports. It's not a problem because we do have Crystal. We provide Crystal reports with print and delivery. You can use our reports and then you can just modify it and edit them. And Alan's team knows, of course, that very well. So with print and delivery, you automate your emailing. You know, you can preview reports like everything else you can do on a regular database. but you can automate it and you can put logic in. So I can say, if this is a first-time customer, I want to send a different kind of email, or if I have a sales order that's more than $10,000, I want to create an activity for me to follow up. And it does it automatically because the logic is set up on your actions and the system knows, it goes through it and knows, hey, this sales order is more than $10,000. I have to create an activity for Rosie to follow up. Okay. This is the scheduler automated. You do it, you automate it, let it run for you. You don't have to worry about emailing anymore. It does it for you. And you can create your own system. So we have a lot of out-of-the-box configuration, but this is one really, really like, and every customer like it. Every time I come to UK and I come to a customer event, they love it. This is, for example, we all know when you send out a statement, the first thing you get back from the customers is, oh, I didn't pay this invoice because I didn't have a copy of it, I never received it, and all that. This example here is you send the customer an email with a list of their invoices, and it attaches one PDF with all those invoices in one PDF. And actually, I'm going to pull up my draft folder really quick because I have it in here. I have saved it as a draft. This is what it would look like. You have the email, you send it to the customer and say, according to my system, this is what you owe. And it attaches one PDF, oops, open up on the other side, one PDF with those invoices. This will save you a lot of phone calls you're going to get. They don't have the invoice or emails. And this is one of our reports we have. And you see, you just put on your logo, modify it, and you're good to go. So let's jump into the system. That's a different product. So I'm going to go into SAP. As Alan mentioned, you need to have the usability package running because the print and delivery is a module within the usability package. If you go in here, you attach your crystal reports you have. Of course, you can create your own crystal reports. We are flexible. You attach all the crystal reports you use with print and delivery. Okay, this is all you do. And then you create your actions, like report actions. For example, what do I want my email to look like? Do I want a different email for air invoices compared to sales orders? In my case, actually comes out of the box, I believe, is I have one email I'm using for everything. This email I use for everything, for every customer, for every document, because the object name tells me in the subject if it's an error invoice, a sales order, an AP invoice. I'm putting the document number in there and the customer or vendor number, name. Okay, so I'm using this for everything. This is HTML. HTML, it's like makes the email a little bit, you know, you can put colors and stuff, but of course you can also use plain text. This looks busy for you, but it's really not. This is really just a one-time setup. But what I want to show you really is, if I go to my actions, is you can do save report, show report, all those actions, create an activity automatically. You can do an SQL actions, you can do multiple action. You can do a condition. Of course, we love conditions because the system is going to think for you once you have it set up and you don't have to do it manually. So let's do, this is a new lead. Let's do this one. And I actually have a video out there on YouTube about this. This is telling me if I send out the quote the first time to a customer, the first quote, I want it to kick off this email. Otherwise, do the existing. So what is the existing email? It's exactly what I showed you I'm using for everything. Okay? And the first email, let's see what I'm doing here with the first email. I'm actually doing more than one thing. So that means I have a new lead. I'm sending a quote the first time. What I want the system to do for me, first of all, it sends a different kind of email. We want to welcome you as a partner and so on. And what I'm doing also is, you see two additional attachments. You can do additional attachments, of course. I'm sending them some more attachments because I want them to know what else we sell, what are the services we provide, and so on. Okay. Again, object name means what is it, what kind of document, and the 8 means the document number. So it's basically the same, but I'm changing my email and I do additional attachment. But what I'm doing also on top of it, I am creating an activity to follow up in 3 days. Because I want to follow up in 3 days because it's a new lead and just see, hey, how are you doing? What do you have? Do you have any questions about the quote and so on? And I'm doing a third thing, which is I'm sending an internal message on top of it to my manager. So he knows that we have a new customer. I send a quote out and we just have some steps we have to do. So this is your actions. You create your actions, what you want. You basically can do whatever you would like, what fits your company's need. And then you have the report configuration, which is really, you go through it, you say, okay, when I send a sales quote, I'm using this crystal report. I'm doing this when I print, I'm doing this when I preview. When I click the add button, I'm not doing anything. When I click the email button, I do this. This is exactly what we look at it because we're talking about quote. You can also say, hey, you know what? When I click the add button, I want it to kick off this also, meaning I want it to check if it's the first quote and email the quote. So you decide what you want to do. All the other stuff you see, I'm using the same crystal report because it's designed, I can use it across with all the documents. And on the email button, I basically do everything. I do the 11 because it's designed so I only have one action, and it's all the crystal report. If you have a customer, let's say I'm a pen customer and I said, okay, when I get an invoice, I want this on this form, I want this and this and that, and I have to be different, right? You can say, okay, when I take this business partner code or a group or depending on a UDF, I'm just going to do a code. Let's say you have one customer. You say, okay, when I send him an air invoice, I want you to do something totally different. And you just set that up because you always have some customers that want to be handled different. So you have the flexibility. So you don't have just a default. You say, okay, there's a customer group. There is some are tagged with a UDF. I need to handle them different with a different report layout, with whatever, something different they need. Okay. So once you have your configuration done, let's go. So first of all, you can go in here, and of course, I mean, like very straightforward. You go in here and you just, and there we go. You see my screen because of the usability package, totally customized. You just hit the email button and it's going to go out. Okay, that's the regular email I send for everybody. And if I go in here now, this email just came in here and you see this is HTML body. Nice is you can change the fonts, the colors, whatsoever. And you see it's in German because we also translated. This custom is set to German, this document, and there is the same report. So just a regular email, we all know how to do this, but you don't get another box. You just hit the email button and it goes out. You also have in your menu a mass delivery. So maybe you want to go in here and say, every day I go in here, this is manual, I would suggest to do the scheduler and say, okay, I want to send it out as a mass delivery, meaning I'm going to take all those sales orders and send them out at once. Yes, you can do that. You can do it manually. And you see right here, you can say, hey, include the ones handled already, print and delivery. I only saw a few because print and delivery knows which one you already sent. But you can always include them, of course. And very important, for you is make sure you have preview checked because otherwise the emails go out right away. I always like to preview them. And if you go here, all those came in, I just sent. Okay, this is mass delivery. Then you have, you all know SAP statement. We have our own statement. It's the account balance. So you can go in here. Of course, you can schedule that and you say, hey, I want to send an account balance to Let me see. Let me get a few good ones. I haven't put a lot of documents in there. To those customers, this is our statement, and I'll show you what it looks like because it comes with the system. They should be coming in a minute. There we go. So their account balance, there we go. This is regular text. You see the difference? And if I open this up, this is our account balance. I just love it. I just like the look of it. You put your own logo here as the company, maybe change something, but it lists all the invoices due in red. And if you have invoices they are not due yet, or documents, they would show in green. So it makes it so much nicer. I just think the look is very nice. A lot of people used it. There we go. You see, these ones are not due yet. They're green, but everything else is red. That's our statement. And of course, you can schedule that on a scheduler. I always tell the customers, you're going to send this one out first, so they have the copy of it. And then 5 days later, if they haven't paid within 5 days, you send their account balance, maybe on the 24th one and on the 27th by the end of the month, so you collect some money before the month closes. Let me go back here. So that's all done manually. Let's do our sales quotation. We talked about it, where I have a condition. So I have a sales quotation. I'm going to find one that only has one quote, first time customer. So I do have one here called Boyum, I think. This Boyum IT only has one quote. So I'm going to send an email. It's closed or canceled, so don't worry about it, because just for these demo purposes. So I'm going to send this, okay? And then I'm going to go, you see right away, I see, hey, I got an internal message. There's a new customer, because that's what I said. I want to send an internal message. I bet you I do have an activity now in 3 days to follow up. There we go. It attached the sales quotation. It linked it. And you see, please follow up on attached quote. And it should be in 3 days, which is 9/27. That's correct. It did it automatically, and it sent the email. And you see, it attached 2 more PDFs, because remember, I said when it's a new customer, I want to attach 2 more PDFs because I want them to know what else we do. Okay, it's all about sales. And this is plain text. You saw that on the configuration, on the action. So it did all 3 things I wanted to do. Maybe I wanted to print it. I can, of course, add another one and say, and print it on top of it for me. So let's now go to another business partner, but I'm going to email this one. Okay, so now it's only going to email the sales quote because it knows, I know for a fact, I have a lot of quotes for this. This is an existing customer. If you go here, there we go. That's the regular sales quote I'm using for everything. And it's only the sales quote that's attached because that's what I told the system. So this is all good. So you can do conditions. You can really pretty much everything. How do I want to do that? You can even send an email with no attachment if for whatever reason. You can do that. The way you would set it up, you just use a blank crystal report, and that knows that you only want to receive the email. So, but all this, why do it manually? Because you can go in here under add-on, under usability package, module configuration, print and delivery, schedules. You can go in here and say, you know what, I want, there we go, those are all my mass deliveries. There's my due date reminder. This is the one that attaches all the invoices in one PDF. And I'm going to say, I want to send it monthly on the 25th of each month. Okay. And I want to do it maybe at 8 a.m. in the morning. I don't know, whatever you think it's best for the customer. And you never have to touch it. Or you say then, and then the account balance, I'm going to send it on the 27th of each month, 2 days later. Then you can set, for example, invoices. A lot of people have e-commerce. They keep importing sales orders or invoices into the SAP. So what they do, they schedule this every hour starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that means print and delivery picks up the new invoices and sends it out to the customer. So you don't have to do it manually. So let the system do it for you. So the scheduler is very, very popular. One thing I get a lot, I get asked a lot, if you have a document, for example, a sales error invoice, and you have these attachments, and sometimes you attach whatever. And a lot of times people ask me, hey, when I send an error invoice and it has attachments, I want it to go with the email. Yes, you can do that, because you can put a SQL condition on the attachment configuration. So I wanted to mention this because this is a question we get quite a lot. And we actually even have this help, this simple SQL in our help. Okay. So that's our print and delivery. Very important. You need to have the usability package because it's a module within it. And once you have that, you're ready to go. You can automate your emails, your printing, whatever you process it, you can automate it without ever touching it. And it saves you a lot of clicks and a lot of time and money. You don't have to mail anything anymore. Any questions?
For that, I'll open up the forum and I'll unmute everybody. If anyone's connected and would like to ask any questions, please do. I don't think they are connected to a microphone, so they've just been viewing, Rosie.
Or you can you can also type it in if you would like on a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a questions section available, so if any of you have any questions and want to write anything down, we're happy to answer anything you have at this time. And obviously, you can always contact me afterwards and discuss this further if so wish. So it doesn't appear too many questions coming through, Rosie. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to add at this stage?
No, that's it. If you are not familiar with the usability package, just contact Alan. He can set up a demo with you because you need that. Or if there's any other products on our side, you just contact Alan and we'll be more than happy to set up a session. But thank you so much for your time.
And thanks again, Rosie. For everyone who's attended today, more than happy to take this further if you so wish. And thank you for attending. Speak to you all again soon. Thanks again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.